Hey everyone, this is day 8 post-op. It's been a couple days since I posted something. So yesterday I had my follow-up with the doctor. I changed the appointment a couple days before because my arm was getting really heated underneath the bandaging, and my fingers were starting to swell up, so they were able to get me in a little bit sooner. So, but everything looked fine, no infection. I'll see if I could post some pictures to this video because that's fun to see. But yeah, so we took the surgical bandaging off, which I had the kind of like the ACE bandage on, as well as gauze, cotton padding, and then a molded, kind of like a half cast fiber glass cast, which was white. So we got that off and got to see the sutures, the incision. Like I mentioned, I have two kind of holes on top of my hand, which are from the arthroscopic repair and debridement for the TFCC tear, the triangular fiber cartilage complex tear, which is part of the cartilages that hold the bones in your wrist together. And part of the syndrome for the ulna bone that I have that they had to take out was causing it to tear. So that was kind of the first replacement. And then the making sure this doesn't happen again and making the pain go away post-op. From that is going ahead and taking the osteotomy is taking part of my bone out of the ulna bone and shortening the part of my arm, the ulna, with a plate and some screws. So, and the x-rays, after I got everything off, you're able to take the x-rays and you could see the plate that's in there secured by, I think it was 6 screws. And yeah, and then we went ahead and did the casting. So I went for a waterproof cast, which means I could basically go swimming in this. The difference is, you can see, it's kind of like, I like to explain like bubble wrap right here. But it's kind of like plastic foam. We could see it up here as well. So I do have a pretty long cast again. It's just a short amount that before it goes up to my shoulder. So it's pretty bulky. But the difference is doing that kind of material underneath opposed to the cotton gauze, which that can't get wet. This can. Nothing about the cast itself. If it gets wet or not, doesn't matter. So yeah, I could take showers. I shouldn't say on my own. I still need assistance doing that, but without putting anything over it. The only thing about this is I already see some kind of like wear. I shouldn't say wear and tear, but between my fingers and the thumb, it's so sharp over there by the casting that it's starting to shred over there. So I've had to put some cottoning over there because it gets pretty sharp where my thumb is over there. You can see I can move my hands really good now. There's still some pain, but not as much tension and pulling over here in the incision. So if you remember from my first video, my hands were kind of like this, and then they increased a little bit like this. And I could basically, I mean, I'm hyperextended, so I could kind of go past that degree there, but I can go ahead and fold the knuckles in, all that. When I do this, there's a pain over here. So the sutures are a little bit more here opposed to underneath the arm. So I could grip things. I still can't really, I'm not allowed to lift with this hand more than say like a pencil or something that I can, pinch, which is, obviously ideal. You don't want to, tear those open there. I'm not limited to anything I could lift or do with this arm. And yeah, so now I have this on for about 4 weeks. We'll go back. And they'll take this off, re-x-ray, see how it's healing with the plate, make sure the bones are still fusing in place with the plate they put in. If all's looking good, the best case scenario is to switch then to a custom molded splint I would wear instead of a cast. But if for some reason it's not looking like it's healing okay, then we'll do another cast for a couple weeks, probably like 2 to 3 weeks, but it would only go up to about the forearm, so it'd give me more range with my elbow. So right now this is really trying to keep basically the whole arm from moving. I mean, the only thing I'm doing here is I could move the shoulder and then the fingertips. But again, I'm trying to limit as much as I'm trying to exercise with it, trying to limit it just so I'm not doing so much here. Well, so yeah, and assuming that appointment goes well and I get the cast off, I would do a hand therapy starting that day right away. So I'll be interested to see what that entitles. But besides that, things have been okay. Trying to wean off the pain relievers. There is pain here and there. Trying to switch over like ibuprofen and Tylenol, but I'm still trying to take some of the more stronger pain meds at least once a day to try to, get me through the day without that pain underneath. But it should start to go away a little bit. Anything else? But yeah, so I have this nice pretty pink cast. My choices were black, blue, purple, and pink. And my kids had kept saying, go get the pink, Mom. Make sure you get pink. And you can see I've already have some nice graffiti on my cast. My kids, neighbors, and my dad, my husband. So making the best of it. I can't do a lot around the house. Definitely no laundry, dishes. Changing my daughter's diaper, which has been hard, and changing her. For me, changing has been a little easier by day. Obviously, when you're in this situation, you can start to figure out for yourself what you can make work and how to do it. So it's a little easier. Obviously, bathing's a little difficult still too. And yeah, still trying to keep it elevated because it does feel better once it's kind of up like this versus down, because once the arm is pushing down the cast, you have that pressure too. I'll wear the sling if I'm like out and about, so I'm not doing anything so much, especially if I'm like having to walk around or something a lot. But I can use my arm, or if I don't have the sling, and it limited and restricted. And again, with the sling, it's kind of like being forced down. I'm kind of looking at some slings. I know some you can like hook your thumb onto, so it's holding it up versus just like that weight carrying it down there. So there's some nice ones that have little pockets for your phone and such. But so that's my story. I'll see how the weekend goes, and get back in touch with you guys in a couple days. Again, the next couple weeks are going to be pretty difficult. Just managing with this full arm cast, and it's the winter months, so and having 3 kids. And again, one reason I did this is to document my recovery. What helped me was finding 2 other. Sorry about that. Found 2 other people. One was maybe a guy in his 30s or 40s that had it done. So again, that's different than me. And then a younger girl. I think she was probably a teenager maybe when she had it done. So in my case, I am a young adult. No, not a young adult, sorry. I'm in my 30s, I'll say. And at the same time, I have a family to care for. So it's kind of documenting that recovery and what I'm limited to and restricted to based on my everyday life and such. I am not able to work for a very long time. So hopefully when I gain more strength in my hand, I'll be able to get back to something I love doing and finding something. But right now, I am not, and hopefully things at home work okay with just, being home with my 1-year-old. So yeah, there's my update for the day. Definitely have a little bit more energy, but still tired a lot too. But all right, I'll see you next time. Bye.